So in last lectures we have seen the different types of wires, right? So we will just do a quick revision. So what types of wire we have seen in last lectures? So we have seen VIR wire, that is vulcanized Indian rubber. Second one is TRS wires. Third one is PVC, polyvinyl chloride. Flexible wires, we have seen flexible wires, and also we have seen weatherproof wires. So these are basically different types of wires that are used. So in exam they will ask explain VIR wire. So what you have to do is first draw the diagram that is provided in your textbook and then give explanation for it. So these are the wires. Now what if we want to extend that wire? Right, so what we have to do, we have to join that wire. So in today's lecture we are going to see is wire joining. So now we know different types of wires, right? So we have seen different types of wires, and now this wires, if we want to extend that wire, then what we have to do, we have to connect that wires, right? So in this lecture we are going to see the wiring joining, wire joining or conductor joining. So why we require wire joining? If we want to extend any wire, extend in the sense, if we have some amount of wire but we want again more amount of wire, then what we have to do, we have to join two wires, right? So this is nothing but joining of wire. So this joining must be electrically and mechanically strong, right? So just remember, this wire joining must be electrically and mechanically strong. So for this wire joining process, there are different types of wire joints. So the first one is Western Union joint, also called as twist joint. Second one is a married joint. Third one is tap joint. Fourth one is a double branch joint. Fifth one is tap joint of stranded wires. Sixth one is joint of flexible wire. So these are the 6 types of wire joining process. So we are going to see one by one. So we'll first start with Western Union joint. So this is the image of Western Union joint. So they have given the steps, right? They are given the steps how we have to do the Western Union joint. What are the steps? So first, the step we have to follow is, as you can see in the diagram also, what we have to do first, we have to first remove the insulation of that wire, right? Means we have to remove the insulation part, that is rubber part or any part which is insulated on that a conductor. We have to remove that. So the first step is to remove the insulation of wire. Second step is, so as you can see in the picture, twist and join the two conductors mechanically. So there are two wires in picture, you can see there is wire 1 and wire 2. First we have to remove the insulation, right? We have to remove the insulation and then we have to twist, right? You can see in the diagram that how twisting is done. So we have to twist and join the two conductors mechanically. So they have twisted in the second step, they have twisted the wires, right, on each other, you can see. And then the next step, that is third step, solder the joints for making the joint mechanically strong. So whenever we twist these two wires mechanically, after twisting is done, what we have to do, we have to solder it with the soldering gun. I hope you all know the soldering gun. If you don't know, then please comment, I will explain it to you what is the soldering. So we have to solder it, right? We have to solder this twisting. After this twisting we have to solder the joints, so that what will happen after soldering, because of this soldering, what happens, the joints become mechanically strong, right? They gain the mechanical strength, their mechanical strength increases. So we have to solder the joints, right? And after soldering, what we have to do, we have to use insulating tape. There is insulating tape, we have to just apply it on the joints for the insulation purpose. right? So this is the process. So we'll go once again. So what is the first step? So first step is to remove the insulation of that wire, right? We have to remove the insulation. The only conductors, we have to twist that conductors. So the both conductors we have to twist as shown in the diagram, and after twisting, what we have to do, we have to solder that joints, because of the soldering the joints gain the mechanical strength increases. And after soldering, what we have to do, we have to apply the insulating tape over the joints. So this is the process of Western Union joints. So it is easy. What we have to do, we have to remove insulation, twist two conductors mechanically, and then solder the joints, and then apply the insulating tape over the joints. So this is the process of Western Union joint. Now we will move to the married joint. So basically this joint, married joint, is used in wires having number of strands. So we have seen the stranded wires, right? So what does it mean by stranded wires? That it means it has a number of conductors in it, right? So they are called as stranded wires. So you can see the diagram or the process of married joint on your screen. So what is the first process or first step that we have to follow is, so what was the first process in the last joint? We have to remove the insulation. So the same is the step for this. First we have to remove the insulation of each wire. We have to join two wires, right? We have to join two wires for extending purpose or any purpose. So first what we have to do, we have to remove the insulation of that wire. The wire insulation must be removed up to 8 to 10 centimeters, right? Just remember this. We have to remove the insulation of each wire 8 to 10 centimeters. Now second step, what is the second step? Separate each strand of wire. So we have two wires, so we have to take one wire and separate each strands. It will have many conductors. You can see in the diagram how they have separated. So similarly we have to separate all these strands, right? Now after this process, what we have to do, the third step is retwist the individual wire for half of the naked length. Now consider we have removed the insulation of 10 centimeter. Now what we have to do, we have to retwist the particular individual wire up to 5 centimeter, right? Means what we have to do, you can see in the picture. In the second step they have given, we have to twist that wire. We have to twist that wire along with that particular wire only, right? So we have to twist that wire up to its half of the length. I mean to say half of the insulation. Whatever we have removed the insulation, up to that half length we have to retwist it, right? And similar process is done to the another wire which has to be joined. Now what we have to do is, now with the help of a binding wire, we have to bind the twisted end, right? So what we have to do, we have to take the binding wire. With the help of binding wire, we have to bind the twisted end. After that we have to cut the middle strands. Whatever there are extra strands or long strands, we have to cut that, because that will disturb in intersecting the two wires. So we have to cut a little bit. And then after this process is done, you can see in the step number 3 in that diagram, we have to insert, or we have to make that two wires intersecting as shown in this picture, right? And whenever we intersect that wire, after that the next step is we have to twist the strands as shown in the fourth step of the diagram, right? We have to twist the strands as you can see in the diagram, right? And after that we have to solder the joints as in the earlier process we were doing it. So we have to solder the joints and apply the insulating tape. So it is easy, you can just remember from the diagram. We have to first separate the strands, then twist it, right? We have to twist it up to half of its naked length, and then we have to again retwist the individual strand up to its half of the naked length, and then with the help of binding wire bind the twisted ends, cut off the middle strands, because they will make disturbance while intersecting. After cutting, what we have to do, we have to intersect the two wires, and after intersecting two wires we have to again twist them, and then we have to solder the joints, and then with the help of insulating tape we have to insulate them. So this is the steps followed for the married joints. Now we will go to the tap joints. So this is also called as a single branch joint, right? And as the name says, it is the tap joint. So as you can see in the diagram, so this is the main line, right? This is the main line, or the current is flowing through this line, or electric energy is from this line. Now what I have to do is, I have to take this electrical energy from this main line. What I have to do, I have to connect the another wire to this main wire, right? So how we can do that? So this is explained in the tap joint. So you can see in the diagram that is on your screen. So first, see that it has one main wire, that the horizontal line or horizontal wire is main wire, and the branch they have put in, right? So what are the steps? So steps followed for making the tap joint. The first step is common for the all. We have to remove the insulation. So remove the insulation from the main running wire. So as you can see in the diagram, the main wire. So we have to remove the insulation from the main wire and from the wire which has to be connected to the main wire. So in diagram it is called as branch wire. So we have to remove the insulation of that branch wire also. The wire which has to be connected to the main wire, the insulation has to be removed, and the insulation of main wire has to be removed. So the first step is remove the insulation from the main running wire and from the wire which is to be connected to the main wire. Now what is the second step? Clean the surface with the help of sandpaper. So in market sandpaper is easily available. So what we have to do, second step is we have to clean that wire. Whatever we have removed the insulation, we have to clean the surface of that with the help of sandpaper. So first step was to remove the insulation from the main wire and from the wire which is to be connected. Second step is clean the surface with the help of sandpaper. Now third step is twist the branch wire conductor. So you can see here the vertical line or vertical wire is branch wire. So what we have to do, we have to twist the branch wire conductor on the main wire. So as you can see in the diagram, that the branch wire, that means the wire which we have to connect to the main wire, is twisted. As you can see in the diagram, it is twisted on the main wire. Now fourth one, cut off the excess conductor round of the end. What we have to do, after twisting the whatever be the excess conductor, if it is there excess conductor, then we have to cut it. If it is not there, then it's okay. If there is excess conductor, we have to cut it. And after cutting, what we have to do, the last point is common for the all. We have to solder it. We have to solder it with the soldering gun. We have to solder the joint and then apply the insulating tape. So this is about the tap joint, right? So we will say it from once again. First we have to remove the insulation from the main wire as well as from the branch wire. So main wire is our main supply wire and branch wire is whatever the wire we have to connect it. So first we have to remove the insulation. Second is clean the surface with the help of sandpaper. So we have to clean the surface after removing the insulation. We have to clean the surface with the sandpaper. Third step is twist the branch wire. So as you can see in the diagram, the branch wire, we have to twist that branch wire on the main wire. After twisting, we have to remove the excess part. And then we have to solder it and apply the insulating tape. So this is about the tap joint. Now fourth one is double branch joint. So you can see in the diagram double branch joint. So it is similar to the tap joint, but here you can see there are two branches, right? There is one main line and there are two branches. In our tap joint there was only one branch wire, but here we have double branch joint, that means it has two branches. So as the name indicates, double branch joint, it is used to tap electricity in two branches from the main line. If you have to take the electricity from one main single line to the two branches, we have to use double branch joint. So it is used to tap electricity in two branches from the main line. Procedure is similar to the tap joint, right? So the same procedure we have to do. In this, what we have to do, we have to first remove the insulation of the main and the branch wire. So here we require two branch wires, so we have to remove the insulation of main wire and two branch wires. After that, what we have to do, we have to clean the surface with the help of sandpaper. Third one, what is third one? We have to twist that wire. So branch wires, there are two branch wires, so we have to twist that branch wires on the main wire, and then whatever there is excess wire, we have to cut that, and then after it we have to solder it and then apply the insulating tape. So this is the same procedure followed for the double branch, similar to the tap joint. So the tap joint is also called as single branch joint. So we will move further. So further is tap joint of stranded wire. So stranded wire means what? They will have number of conductors, right? But in double branch and single branch there was only one conductor. But now here we have number of conductors, right? So as you can see in the diagram, what is the process? What is the first step for the tap joint of stranded wires? So first step is, you can see in the diagram, the wire that is running or main wire, we have to separate the strands, right? You can see in the diagram they have separated the strands of that main wire, and then the branch wire, whatever branch we have to connect, so that branch wire, it is also divided in two strands, right? And then after dividing that strands of branch wire, we have to insert it in the middle of the main wire and then twist the strands. So it is explained in the diagram, so you can see. So what is the first step? So first step is to separate the strands of running wire. We have to separate the strands, we have to divide it in a same amount, we have to divide that strands. After dividing, divide the strands of the branch wire also, and then insert in the main wire, and then we have to twist that strands. So this is about the tap joint of stranded wires. Now we'll go to joint of flexible wire. So we have learnt about the flexible wires, right? So we have learnt about the flexible wires in our last lecture. So flexible wires are used in our house purposes, right? In house wiring, flexible wires are used. For the lamp hanging or pendant lamp, we have to use, what we have to use? We have to use the flexible wire. So in twin core, I have showed you the twin core wire. It will have two conductors, right? It will have two conductors in it. So how to joint this flexible wire? So in a twin core, what we have to do, we have to give joints, as you can see in that diagram, for the twin core they have given the joints at separate places, right? For the first conductor they are given on the right side, and on the bottom or the downside conductor they are given joint on the left side. So why this is done? So this is done to avoid the short circuit. Joints do not become weak or bulky, but these joints become strong. So just remember, the joints of flexible wire in twin core, joint should not be at one place, right? In twin core, joint should not be in one place, and twin core they have two conductors, so they have given separate joints, right? The one joint is on right side and another joint is on left side. So you can see in that diagram. So why it is done? It is done to avoid short circuit, and this because of this our wire mechanical strength, or it becomes strong, right? Now last one is pigtail joint. So as you can see in the diagram, pigtail joint, you can see there are two wires, right? There are two wires, they are kept in parallel to each other, and the insulation is removed from the front side, which has to be twisted, right? So this two wires are kept parallel, insulation is removed, a certain centimeter insulation is removed, and then keeping this wire parallel, they have twisted it, right? So this is very important type of joint. So where we can use this joint, in plugs, holders, switches, we can use this type of joint. So this is the pigtail joint. What is done in pigtail joint? Wires are kept in parallel, and then after removing the insulation of that wire, we have to just twist that two wires and the joint is ready. So this is about the pigtail joint. So this is all about your lecture, today's lecture, and this chapter ends here. So the types of wire and wiring accessories, this chapter is ended here. If you have any doubt about this, you can please ask. So just important things of what do wires, 5 types of wires are given in your textbook. Do that wires with explanation and diagram, accessories, and the joints that I have explained in today's lecture.